November
This
3rd.
conference will now be recorded.
2023 meeting to order, all are present. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Move to approve the agenda.
Hang on one second, sorry.
Okay.
We can add number 2 to unfinished business, Legion Field final payment. And then number 5 to new business, Christmas holiday. That's it.
I'd like to delete item 4 on the new business.
Okay,
I don't think we need, I didn't ask for it to be on the agenda, so. And replace it, if we could, with Christmas bonuses.
So you're removing, while you're removing 4 and adding Christmas bonus?
Correct.
Is that it? Move to approve the agenda with the changes?
I'll second.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jody to approve the agenda with the changes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Consent agenda items.
Move to approve.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve the consent agenda items. We'll move down to ordinances.
Hold on.
yeah, well,
Oh, I need a vote, sorry.
I know you're trying to hurry, but.
No.
We need to vote.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, sorry. I thought we already did that. Now we'll move down to ordinance and resolutions. Resolution 23-19. Adopt.
So this resolution is just a resolution that's required by the state of Minnesota to establish polling places for the following year. So that just shows that this is the polling place for the city of Richmond for 2020.
Make motion to adopt resolution 2319.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Jody and a second by Jason to adopt resolution 2319. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Ambulance department.
So right now we're at 141 runs, but it's still down from last year. We do have the EMT class that should be finishing soon, which will have 3 more as long as they pass them. Dusty has resigned effective immediately, and then Jason will be resigning on November 18th. So we are looking to get flyers out to the community, kind of like mailing them out for people that are interested in joining the ambulance, so we can get more people in the community. So that kind of relieves a little bit of a burden on me and others that are on there, but and stuff. So I'm gonna look into that. I know she told me to talk to Pam about where she ordered them for her pharmacy. So get a hold of you and find out there. The rig, well, it's been interesting. Today, they just came today, and after we had the plug-in fixed on it,
Yeah.
found out that it was a wire that was loose and sparking and causing issues, which cut out all the power to the radios, the power to the back, everything, which the person from USA should have checked that, but I'm not sure why he didn't, since it's part of that. I know the bill was not a good one, but.
You say they came, who's they?
Today?
USA.
Today was
AMCOM because our radio system wasn't working.
Okay.
So our radio wasn't even hooking up, coming on or anything in the back of the rig and in the front of the rig. So they came and looked at it and they followed the wires, which led to the back where the panel is, where all cords and fuses in there, and they found one that was,
So did that cause the breaker?
The long story short, the ground wire was not secured tight, so it caused all the
The
problems.
breaker.
And USA Fire came down here twice, sent us a bill for a $13 part with $850 labor,
Oh, wow.
and did not even check
Fix
see
the
if-
problem.
that was, so we're already discussing that.
That's, I would.
yeah.
So, but ANCOM was here checking the radios and found that, so.
Is
We
it
got
a
it
wing nut
working,
on
the
there?
fuse wasn't blown.
It's not a wing nut, it's an actual nut.
Yeah, there was actual nut in the wire, so basically there wasn't a whatever,
A
washer
washer.
in there that was keeping it tight. Well, now there's a washer on there, and he cleaned it up, and the fuse actually works still, so we're good for right now, but he said it did melt some of the fuse, that eventually we might have to replace that, but it still works.
Or he's coming tomorrow, did you
I
not
don't know if
cancel
he's
him?
still coming or not, I'll have to ask Sarah.
We'll talk to Ori to take a look at that.
My
Yeah.
question to you is, since we put the regular GFI outlet into that inverter, if we should put the GFI back, because that's doing its job of
I think it should go back to the way it was,
correct.
Yes.
but I'm not paying USA Fire to do it.
No,
When I read this the first time, my question was, is this equipment that comes with the ambulance and would it be covered under the warranty?
We're no longer
Warranty
under warranty,
was-
we're into 7 years now.
Okay.
no, I think it should go back to a GFI because that protects all the equipment
They did, and I
inside.
think that protected it, our like monitor and everything like that, so everything was.
So
up to date.
we'll hire a local electrician to take care of that for about a third of the price, if not a quarter of the price.
No, the GFI isn't the same as the breaker, correct?
No,
That's what I thought.
So,
so
You can't run
obviously,
the risk of having it
No,
go
because
dark
of-
on you in the middle
well,
of a
not only
run.
that, where the
Well, that
building
wasn't
is.
so much the problem, it was the problem of the ambulance sitting there and the equipment not charging.
Oh,
Yeah. And then we go to a call and stuff will be dead. Well, what if we need a
Right.
defibrillator? Well,
No,
what if they're not
Right.
here, you know, so,
with that
So-
breaker keeping tripping, does that hurt it so you need to replace it?
No, well, potentially, the problem the reason that it was tripping is because it was arcing on the
Right.
ground.
Makes
that
sense.
was doing its
Because it's
job.
doing
It was
its
doing its
job.
job, yeah.
yeah.
So
we're-
we'll have Ori take a look at it and I trust him if he says.
I would say, yeah, look at it, see if they need to replace it.
We're just lucky it didn't start on fire because oxygen tank's right next to it.
But just so you're aware, that we do have a bill that I'm not paying at the moment to USA Fire until I've spoken to.
Well, that's not even feasible.
No, that
Well,
isn't.
I think
It was
you,
$155 an hour for them to drive throughout.
Well, and you should have checked inside the fuse box.
I said I could have sent 2 full-time staff with the ambulance out to Rochester for half that.
that's what we're working on.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna keep an eye on that to make sure that that stays tight, and I'm not gonna move it, but I'll have to, I notice it's loose, I'm gonna have somebody else.
We'll take
I
care
don't
of
Did
know.
it have any
We'll keep an eye on
explanation
it.
why, other than it didn't have a
Pardon me?
lock washer on it?
I'm assuming because there was no lock washer on it with the rattling and stuff.
Yeah,
It vibrates enough.
vibration.
So we got that solved and everything's taken care of, everything's back in there and it's charging, so that's a good thing. But, so basically I'm still looking at, working on everything. I'm gonna have to make some training ideas. I have some ideas. I've been working with one of the training officers that I know, from my previous job, and he's helping me set some stuff up. I'll get my certification to be the variance training for what we need for medical control, but I have until next year to get that done, and I'll be working with Mark to get that done, so.
What's the definition of variance? It's not-
Variances are
the
drugs
difference
and
of-
all the drugs that we have, and like cardiac. We have to make sure we have those are mandatory, that we have to have every year. So,
It
I just have
isn't,
to get
it
a
isn't a
signature.
variance and a rule. Variances are drugs.
variances, there's a whole bunch of them,
Okay.
so.
The
Usually-
variance is because they're ALS drugs that the BLS service is allowed to use.
Yep.
On a variance. So,
So, other than that, any questions?
Thank you. Move to approve.
Thanks,
Second
Sarah.
that.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve the ambulance department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Fire department.
I do have to add, this is quite nice. You guys didn't really measure me.
Yeah, we did.
I don't have too much folks, other than we're over 3/4 of the way through the year here. Just been the regular run-of-the-mill calls, been keeping up to date on our training. We did actually have one house burn for training this late summer, early fall out on Home Street. That went very well, I thought. Nowadays, we don't have many buildings like that we can go into to practice. So a lot of it is trailers that they bring in and what we use hands-on that way. That's not quite the real things.
So do you tell all the firemen that you're gonna burn a house?
Yep.
Or is it like a surprise to them?
No, we get out there and then we may do some surprises kind of along the way, but everybody's out there.
Everybody knows ahead that this is what's
Correct,
going on.
yep.
Okay.
This time, what we did is we kind of lit up one room and we sent a couple guys down the county road and said, we'll radio you when we're ready, and come on in like you're.
Just a,
Yep.
okay.
Yep, so that was pretty cool, worked out good. So, other than that, don't have too much more to add, other than, we've had a retiree, so we have an open spot. And we'd like to fill that spot. It's been, discussed and voted on our department side, on the fire department side, that we fill that spot with, Ashton Raymond. He's been through a background check and that has passed.
Yeah.
And we'd like your blessing on that.
So blessed.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Have a-
Move to accept it. Ask
Okay.
Raymond as a new firefighter.
A motion by Jody and a second by Jason to approve the new firefighter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
I'll make sure he stays in line.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I have. If you guys have any questions,
I got
comments,
one.
concerns,
You got training completed during month, virtual fire attack. What's a virtual fire attack?
I was in the field. I was
I
not
can
there.
explain it.
What's that?
I can explain
No,
it.
I'm just saying, what is it?
So you know them glasses that
Okay. VR?
Kinda like a
the VR, yeah. They got it on a big screen and you gotta, it's
Tack
kind
and
of,
hose and.
everything.
Oh, really?
Cheapens everything.
Is it pretty realistic, Chad?
It's pretty real.
Okay.
Yeah, you end up on the other end of the
I
road
got-
before you know
I
it.
got there late and everybody that did it said it was pretty cool.
Cool.
So we did that in the community room here. It's a
Okay.
big screen and it's a computer.
Every
They can-
firefighter did it?
Yeah.
Do you have to
No
hire somebody
equipment
to
problems
handle
or anything like that we need to.
No. Yeah.
Build me a fire hall. I mean, equipment's equipment, Jody.
I heard from a resident about that, somebody requested that. Anyway.
Requested what?
New fire hall.
Oh.
Yeah, no, other than that, I mean,
The
we're,
land to build a new fire.
we're okay. Our primary pumper, we should probably start looking into updating. Let's be realistic. It'd be nice if we could buy half this block over here and have a very nice community building at some point in time, but it all takes time. So, no, I feel we're very safe with what we have right now. I don't know, Chad could probably speak for the same. Equipment wise, gear, I mean, we keep up with what we have to, what we need to, and everybody's safe at the end of the day, so. But other than that, that's all I have.
I move to accept the fire department report.
Have a motion by Jason and a second by Jan to accept the fire department report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
One of them Mondays.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
I'm just used to reading it off the screen.
Yeah.
Police department report.
202 calls for service this month of October. That brings it to 950 for the year, still down from last year, but catching up. So, whether people like it or not, I don't know. Items completed in October, homecoming, no issues. For Halloween, Officer D-Rod gave out candy, temporary tattoos, stickers,
Ask to see the picture of the back of the squad car sometime.
honey buns, zebra cakes, Gatorade, Snapple.
Everything.
The whole back of the squad was full of,
Treats.
yeah, yep, basically. Training and education at the beginning of the month, we went to, Officer Durrad and I went to a 4-hour training with the, county attorney's office. That was held at the Waseca Public Safety Building. That covered a bunch of different things. Marijuana laws, searches and seizures, report writing, and different procedures used for juvenile processing, charging, that sort of thing. Officer Madden has started field training, as well as Joel Jant. Joel started on the 3rd, I believe was last week, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Purchases, uniforms and equipment purchased for new hires, including a vest and a duty belt, and everything that goes along with the duty belt. Holsters, cuffs, keys, magazines, all that jazz. One thing to add to squad maintenance, we had a flat on the 260 squad, the white squad, so that was fixed today, a whopping $12 to fix that.
How are the tires on that squad car?
We need to, I was gonna ask, wait for December, but, I would like to, we don't have to do it, we don't have to approve it now, but in December, I would like to get approval for a new set of tires on that one. So,
Well, you might as well put them on before winter, because you're gonna.
That's
need
what
them.
I was
Yeah.
getting at.
Yeah, and I don't know what the state bid price off the top of my head, I'm just gonna guess they're gonna be.
1,500.
500.
No, I'm guessing they'll be
What size
between,
Tires are on there, 20s or 18s?
they'll be around $200 a tire, I would think, or pretty close to that on the state bid, so. I would say if you were to approve up to $1,000, I think that would get you done. If
You
that's
just
what
do an
you guys
all-season
want.
tire, not a winter tire.
We have an account with USA Tire for USA Auto Force.
Yeah, but I mean, you just do all-season tires or all training, or you
No,
do
we'll
winter
probably
just-
we probably roll winter tires on there, I would assume. I don't know, we'll see what the sheriff's office is doing and probably do what the sheriff's office is doing.
Mhm.
most likely.
Yeah, I mean,
So you want somebody that needs to make a motion.
It's all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So moved to spend up to $1,000.
Second.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to approve up to $1,000 for tires for the 260 squad. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
And then equipment, we got a battery charger for the 260 squad, just so we can plug that in, so that when the computer and the radio and everything,
Does that have auto eject on that?
no. That's why we have big yellow caution tape.
I was just curious.
staff in the past has driven off. with
I
it
know.
plugged in.
No. Oh.
I still have the plug-in, by the way, if anybody wants to see it. And then 2 portable radio battery chargers for both squads. Basically, those are for, like, if we're out all day doing something, we also have a spare battery for the radios that we carry on our belts, so that we don't have to come back to and then we can just switch them out. So, those are relatively cheap. I think that's it. Any questions?
I have a question. I think we all know or have heard, vaping has become a problem. And maybe all across the state and other
I think
places
all
where it's
across the
legalized.
country.
So what is the role of the police department, since these kids are minors
Mhm.
and it's on school property, and what do you do, or do you not do anything? It's just up to the school.
So it is, a lot of schools leave it, or a lot of police departments leave it up to the school, depending on if if they're caught using it, then the school calls us and we write a report, sends it up to the county attorney's office.
Okay.
And then, depending on, I mean, every situation is different, but depending on the, like, if they saw it in their hand, or if they found it in their backpack, in their locker, whatever, the county would put that in our report, the county attorney decides if they're gonna charge it out for a citation, typically it goes for a citation. Depending on if it's a frequent child, frequent flyer, it
Yep.
could resort in community service or a court appearance or.
Other fines?
There are fines, yep,
Okay.
yep. So if a citation is written, a fine is automatically
Oh,
given. And that could, I mean,
okay.
changes. So, but we usually wait for the county attorney to get back to us on what, statute to charge them with. Because they're juveniles and
Mm-hmm.
Why is vaping illegal?
They're underage.
they're underage
Is it-
and
is it
they're on
nicotine?
school property.
Oh, okay.
So if they're on
Nicotine, I
school,
understand.
no nicotine, no marijuana, no CBD, THC, all that stuff is illegal on school grounds. Including the parking lot.
Yeah, parking lot, sidewalk.
No more smoking in the boys' room.
It's not anything.
It's the girls'
Property.
It's the pro-
Anything
Buses,
school
everything, right?
property or school, affiliated.
In the middle of the street?
So
No.
if the school is hosting a street dance, then yes. If the school is at the bowling alley and they're attending a school
Sponsored.
Events.
sponsored activity, then yes.
This is all centered around the school then.
This part.
This
Yeah,
part,
that's
yeah.
Yeah, that was my
Yep,
question,
yep.
just with, deals with the school. So I know you're not a lawyer, or maybe Tony knows too, but what if the child gets caught, the student gets caught, and they say, my parent bought it for me? And they did, or they didn't, but, you know,
I think
the
it's
parent
school
says, I'm not
property.
saying anything in school property, so it doesn't really
Doesn't
matter.
matter.
Okay,
They'd still get charged, or
Possession.
they'd still get
Their possession, right?
written up
Okay.
for,
Possession of a nicotine delivery device is a crime for somebody under the age of 18.
okay.
Oh, it is 18, not 21.
Well, depending on where you're at, it's 18 or 21. yes.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
I make a motion to accept the police department.
Second.
A motion by Jason and a second by Janda to accept the police department report. All in favor,
you.
say aye.
Aye.
Thank
All
you.
opposed? All right, utility billing update.
All right, so, after finally tracking down all the information for PSN, we're a month too later to change with them, so. I think we're just gonna have to move forward and wait with a new provider unless, I mean, we really can't, 90 days is in the early, I just think it doesn't make sense to move until the contract's up next year. So my recommendation would be to just wait until and have that plan to switch over January of 2025, and we'll notify them well before that we're planning to do that. The only thing that I need to know is we all voted to pass the user fees on to the customer. Is that still what we're doing? And if so, is that what we're doing? Because I just have to let PSN know and they'll just change that.
I think so. Everywhere else is doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
All
That's
right.
what we should do.
What is our fee that we're getting charged right now? Is it 55?
It's 55 cents or something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So that's the same.
Yeah. Something like that. I can't remember. Okay, so I'll just keep moving forward with that.
Don't need any action on
No.
it. Okay.
And Legion Field payment, I have the final. Here it is. Here's the final bill for the fencing at Legion Field.
Are they done there now?
They are done. I did look out there. It looks very nice. Everything's buttoned up. And I did speak with the school and they are cutting the $50,000 lease payment check this week. That we'll have that in our pocket. So.
Is that with the extra?
Yeah, there's a little extra cost on there because there were some changes that had to be made. So we took some money away and made some changes, but I mean, it had to be done anyway. So.
But that was included in that bill.
Mhm. Yeah, that is the final. That's everything.
Wasn't it near that? Wasn't it near that anyway?
That we
Final
paid,
price?
the first payment was the half of it down. Yeah, so it worked out to be about $4,000 more than.
A lot of money when you're.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But then,
Fencing's not
like I
cheap.
said, I looked at it, I didn't look close, but it looks really nice compared to what it looked.
It is.
You know, nice.
I cannot wait.
Chain link.
Luke and Eric and them have a few things left to do around the backstop there. And that mound got covered up as soon as it was done, and just not opening it up until spring.
Yep.
Scoreboard should be here in the next couple weeks. We're gonna have one of the nicest sporting facilities as far as baseball goes outside of maybe Janesville and Wasika's Tink Larson Field.
Oh, yeah, that thing's.
But I mean,
Yeah.
outside of that, I mean, that's gonna look great, and there's a whole nother group that's really fundraising hard for the South softball field. As far as updated fencing, putting the scoreboard there as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's gonna be a very, very, very nice facility, so.
Plus, it's a lot safer.
Way safer, yes, yeah, it'll be
Which is a big
pretty
deal.
safe, yeah. So,
So,
Need a motion. to
yeah,
approve.
I move to approve the final
32,
Invoice.
1950,
32,
91850.
9/18/50.
I'll second.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Jason to approve the final payment of $32,918.50 for Legion Field. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? People Services.
All right, this is our annual CPI plus 1% increase. So brings our monthly payment from $71.46 to $74.82. Basically increases our payment about $600 a year, which isn't crazy. So I just need approval from that so that I can sign those documents and get them back to them. And then I will work that into the enterprise fund budgets for the next meeting so that you can see how that all shakes out. Because we will have to adjust water and sewer just a little bit.
And is
Yeah.
this contract mention anything about the length of the contract?
This is either our second or third year of the contract. I'll have to
I
do,
thought it was more than
yeah, I don't think so. I think it's a 3-year contract, so I think next year is our last full year, I think, of the contract. If I remember
that.
correctly.
Did we, I thought we did it before the road was made.
I think it was she was mayor the first year.
Okay.
So I'll dig out, I got, I don't have anything else to do, so I'll dig that contract out too. But yeah, I mean,
We'll buy this up for you.
A little slow at City Hall, huh?
yeah, I'll try to find the actual contract. I know that I have the initial contract that I found while I was looking for something not related to this. But I'll see if I can find the most current. If not, I'll just get an updated one because we might want to start maybe having a conversation about what we're gonna do if we're gonna continue to maintain people service. I'm not so much impressed with people service themselves, but our people service person is the most phenomenal person on the face of the earth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
that's true.
gotta figure out a way to.
I don't want to lose her if it means doing something different. So
Agreed.
Well, she couldn't do anything.
she's got a no
non-compete.
compete for a year.
A year, that's not too bad.
No. And I did talk to Bolton and Mink, and Bolton and Mink would manage our stuff for a year. Like we could pay them to be the overseer that to basically do the same thing that people service does with the reports and testing and all that stuff. I don't know what that would cost. So
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
still wouldn't be able to go in there.
right, but it could be one of those things where, if we potentially, Eric's taking his test now and Braden's starting to get into the test mode just to get his certifications. If we were to, let's say, hire her on as maintenance and put her on parks and streets and have Eric and Braden take care of the water plant for a whole entire year and not let her out there.
Well, that's spreading across the team in the long run too.
Well, she really probably couldn't go out there at all without any.
No, but I mean in the
Yeah,
long run.
right, but then my thought process would be, then now you have 3 people that would only have to take call time every 3rd week. And then there's 3 people deal with water, 3 people deal with sewer, 3 people deal with parks, streets.
Cross
everything.
train and everybody takes some.
Right, and I would argue that the benefit and wage package for that person would be way less than the contractor
Absolutely.
paid for the service. So, because we pay for all this stuff that we do.
Ain't that about 144,000 a year?
13,000.
13,000.
13,000 a year, well, almost 14, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we get paid her fairly well to stay. So it's just I'll figure out when our contract's expiring, and it's a real conversation we probably should have.
Mhm.
I can reach out
I
to
was
John
gonna
and
mention
Bolton, and I can see how much it would cost for them to do that, and kind of go from there.
That'd be a good starting.
The most important part is our plant is very, very unique. There's only like 2 of them in the whole state of Minnesota that run this way. And so we need to have somebody that knows what's going on to maintain that. And Bolton, they built the plant, they know what's going on. And so, but that's way more than we needed to kind of sort of talk about.
All right.
Good start on a plan.
So we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the people service CPI increase.
I'll second it.
Have a motion by Jason and a second by Janda to accept the increase from people services. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, we need 1 additional beam for the scoreboard. So we talked to John Hallpeter, and cement is not cheap.
No,
So,
jeez.
Oh, you got winter charge on it now.
Yeah, so he's able to dig the hole, he's able to form everything up, he's able to get it, and he offered to help hang the scoreboard, so. This would come out of there's still a little fund left in the baseball association money, and then also some repairs and maintenance money, so that's what that would come out of.
I see the comment at the end there. Stuff is not included, so what's that gonna cost? Sod, seed, asphalt, black dirt.
Oh, that's, our guys will take care of that.
Yeah, it should be city stuff,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
I mean, you already have that.
Yeah, that's no different than if they would dig a hole for a sprinkler head or a water main or something like that, we would just replace that.
Move to approve.
Have a motion by Lauren and a second by Janda to approve the bid of $32.25 to finish the scoreboard. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
All right, generators warranty is expiring at the end of this year. I just wanted to see, I do not have figures because I wanted to find out if it was something that didn't.
That's how we
or
got the
not.
extended warranty on
Huh?
that.
I was gonna say that too.
What?
They bought us.
No, you guys didn't want the extended warranty.
And that's the one we just
Yeah,
bought here a little while ago.
Yeah. The only thing that I will say is that right now we have a generator company come once or twice a year and they exercise both the generators. They check all the fluid, they fill everything. I guess I can.
What's that cost?
Top of my head, $800, $1,200.
A year?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's an extended warranty cost. You don't know.
That I don't know. I just was curious. If you want me to look into it, I'll have a number for you next time I come back.
That'd be a good idea.
I don't know, it was $89,000, so.
I know it's an
True.
expensive piece of equipment for the city.
True. Because they may find something that would be really expensive, and then we don't have the extended warranty.
And I think the reason we didn't do it is because there was like 4 different extended warranties. There was like one that was fairly reasonable, but it didn't cover anything. And then there was, the expensive one that covered kind of everything.
And this is Caterpillar, you said, right?
And so if you'd like me to, I can get numbers. for
I
next
guess it
meeting.
don't hurt to get numbers.
Yeah, try it and see what happens.
One more thing on your list.
Keep me busy.
Along with this.
Yeah, it's long week. I got a lot of stuff to do.
Mm.
All right, Jody, want to talk about Christmas bonuses?
Yeah, we ever given our employees any kind of Christmas bonuses?
Really can't give out bonuses.
I don't think you can give a bonus.
Can't you give out like turkeys or hams or something?
The state of Minnesota says that any donation to a city person for more than $5 is not acceptable.
Really?
Yeah.
And you have to tax them, I think.
So
I did not know that.
yeah.
I think I knew that, but I just forgot that.
So I think, it's
I'm
just.
just trying to be nice.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying, and I think the employees feel grateful to you guys anyway. I don't think anybody that works here feels like we don't have good direction from you guys or anything like that, and so I don't think that's
Well, how about we throw them a little party?
we do a staff party
Okay.
every year. I mean,
Wow.
we're more than, we've invited council in
Just
the past.
something.
Well, there's a street down there by Jody that has party once in a while.
July, come on out.
No, usually we just.
Good margaritas
usually-
and hot dogs.
Usually they make me cook
Live
something
music.
and then
And Barkley.
everybody else brings side dishes and we just have a
Okay.
little
Potluck.
powwow and.
As long as
It's good.
yeah.
But if you guys wanna come and hang out, we would love that and I would definitely be able to send it out, and if you guys wanna bring cake or pie
That'd
or
be nice.
a dish to pass, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just that you physically can't accept anything.
Any monetary.
$5.
And if we're all bringing something and sharing it.
Yeah, it's more of a potluck than it is of anything. So I'll keep you guys in the loop when we decide.
Hey, yeah.
Usually we do something Thanksgiving week and then we do something Christmas week, so.
Perfect.
That'd be nice.
All right, Xmas holiday.
Okay, so Christmas holiday this year, Christmas Eve is Sunday, Christmas Day is Monday. Usually we observe a Saturday holiday on a Monday, but that's gonna make Christmas Eve observed on Christmas Day. So my question is, would you rather we close on Friday and Monday, or Monday, Tuesday?
What does the staff want to do?
I don't think the staff really probably cares.
So
It's
Christmas-
4-day weekend anyway, no matter which way you do it, right?
Christmas, New Year's on a Sunday, right?
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
So
Christmas
Sunday.
Eve's on a Sunday and Christmas Day is on a Monday.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Well, then I'm just thinking out here, who's gonna come up here the day after Christmas?
Who knows?
I think
Friday.
the staff, oh, Jesus. I think a few of the staff would be leaning towards having Monday and Tuesday instead of
Friday
Friday.
and Monday.
Monday.
Okay.
So,
All right.
but I just wanted to
Why don't you
What's the school
Get-
schedule?
take a poll or
I was
whatever?
just gonna say that too, Jody. Take a poll of them.
Either
come
one's
back.
all right with me. I don't care.
Right, same as me.
I
When
just
does
think you
winter
leave it
break
up to
start
them.
for 'em?
Yeah, that's what I think the staff should
I mean,
decide.
when
Christmas
does,
break?
when
When
does
does winter break start?
winter break start for the school?
That Friday before Christmas.
23rd.
Oh,
No,
Christmas.
They,
22nd.
22nd.
they're off that Friday or they,
I think we go to school that day.
okay.
Really?
Well, then it would make more sense if we do Monday and Tuesday.
I'm not 100% sure,
I was
but
just
I
thinking for
would.
people that don't wanna use PTO or want
Right.
to leave their kids at home.
I don't have my phone with me, but
My computer's there. I can look up the school calendar.
yeah.
Let me see if I can do that.
So they don't call it Christmas break either, huh?
I won't
No.
know.
Nope.
Can't.
Winter break.
You can't do
work.
something like that
Yeah,
anymore.
so that is true.
Yes,
The
you
kids would
can.
go to school on Friday, so
They just don't want to.
probably be better for everybody all around if we did Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah,
It's whatever you guys want. That's
Yeah,
we're gonna
whatever
leave it up to you.
it's fine with me, whatever you decide.
Alright, well, I'll just discuss it with staff then and we will.
Yeah.
Do whatever.
But it makes sense that there's school on Friday, which I'm pretty sure there
Yeah, there
is.
is. I just checked.
You look,
So, yeah.
so yeah, why would, no, you better do it
There we
that way.
go.
Alright,
So we'll move down to the 2024 budget.
alright. You guys all got your reading material?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I forgot my cheaters, so.
Yeah. Christmas break. Monday to Friday.
Yeah, that Monday after New
That's all
Year's.
you get.
Oh, they're in my
Yeah.
other truck.
Don't even get 2 weeks.
Sucks.
anymore.
I know.
Alright, so I did just print
That's why I was
expenses
hoping he'd
and
put it up there,
revenue.
cause then I could see it better.
Oh, okay.
And I just thought that we could kind of talk about a few things and just, maybe you could highlight a few things that either you're concerned about or you maybe want further information on, or we maybe need to look at a little closer. And then maybe need to adjust on the revenue side or whatnot. I don't know which, let's start with revenue maybe, because there's less.
All right.
So we can get that one out of the way and kind of talk about it. Obviously, that first number is gonna change depending on what the budget is, so that's kind of whatever.
What do you mean first number?
That's general property taxes. That's
The
gonna be offset by our expenses minus our income, so. Fire relief's not gonna change unless you choose to add money to that. The increase for this year for in lieu of taxes was due to the care center paying 2 or 3 payments that they didn't have the past couple of years, so, I feel pretty confident that 7,500 is right where we need to be on that. By the time we get all the franchise fees in, those should be correct numbers. Liquor licenses won't change, except that says 4672, and it should say 4675. Government aid, that should be a good number, but I will check on that one more time before we go to the final. Nothing else should be coming in there other than some interest on investments, and I think that 1,000's a little low number, but I'd rather be a little low than
Yeah.
a little high.
What's rents?
Rents are city hall rentals, and then there's also some, like hay property and stuff down by Midco Tower that, gets rented out.
Okay.
Contributions and donations are just random contributions and donations. Refunds and reimbursements are just refunds and reimbursements. And those are just pretty low numbers that are kind of generally have been what has been budgeted for in the past, so I just really didn't.
So our state aid of the police department will go back up then this year?
It will go back up, yes, because we'll have 2 full-time officers, so we'll have that full 18 or whatever it was supposed to be, yep. So, animal licenses, that I put that up there because there's gonna be a fee schedule change on that, or I'm gonna pitch a fee schedule change on that. Golf carts, we'll be at that for sure next year. Yeah, police state aid, yeah, unfortunately, like I said, because we didn't have that full-time officer for as long as we did, we kinda got hosed on that deal.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah. And training's gonna be low too, obviously, because we didn't have that other officer working too, but that'll be back up again. Fines, we're seeing a lot more fines coming in, we should be pretty close to that number. Miscellaneous revenues. Yeah, I don't for sure know what that line was, so I'll check on that one. And then the 2,000, I just realized the contributions and donation, that was the donation from the police reserve. So that one probably should come out of there.
Alright,
Yeah, we'll get that next year.
make that 0 then.
County aids, that 3,700 is the ambulance aid from the county. Medical training revenue, I think I'm gonna put that up to 2,500. There has been so many calls about us doing training for CPR for the whole Cargill, the school, so it's a pretty good avenue for us to get some additional revenue. Ambulance charges, I keep looking and I think we're gonna be pretty dang close to that number. I don't think we're gonna be too far off. Maybe within $5,000 to $8,000 of that number, so I think I'd like to leave that right where it's at.
Yeah, for 550,000. That's not a bad number, that's off.
Yep. Reimbursements have not been submitted yet for the ambulance as far as I'm aware, so that number should be okay. And then everything else is 0 there.
That interest on investments, is that a different interest on investments?
Yeah, and I don't know well, I'm assuming at one point, the ambulance must have had some sort of investment they were getting interest on. They haven't for a few years now, so I'm assuming that that's just the one that hasn't been taken care of. And a lot of that stuff comes from when Abdo tells me that we got interest on investments at the end of the year, that's where that kind of goes. So, fire state aid, we can actually go up on that, but the thing about that is that's one of those things where it's just a pass through, where whatever we get written a check for, we write to the Relief Association and they put in their account. So I'll probably bump that up to 28,000. Fire service charges, I'll have to check on that one because we have billed for fires, so I don't know why that's not. It might just be on the rural fire account, but I'll check onto that.
Who bills all the fire?
We do here.
I was gonna say, cause don't they charge $750 for a thing? And we've had more than one fire in town, haven't we?
Yeah, well, it just all depends on one, if it gets paid.
The money we get from townships goes to rural fire, right? Or-
Yes, that covers the rural fire budget, yeah, and those bills went out last week those bills went out. Reimbursements, we should have some more of that coming too, but I'll check on that number, cause Jack's just kind of paying those bills now, so we don't have to ask for reimbursement anymore. Building permits and inspections, that's pretty close to where we need to be right now. I would like to add right now, the city is not getting any sort of fee outside of whatever the percent, minus the percentage that he takes. And there is quite a bit of time spent on that, so I would like to add some sort of surcharge on the building permit, whether that be $2 a permit or $5 a permit or whatever, for city staff time that takes care of that, so.
Just our expenses of.
Right,
Paper
yeah.
and everything.
So I'll look into that and calculate that. With that, we may be able to go up a little bit on that number. Rental housing will have to go up. There's a lot more rental licenses this year.
Would you do that staff time on that also?
Rental licenses, it's not as much as the building. Well, I guess it's probably about the same as the building permits, yeah. So.
I would if they're the same.
But most of that is, we get a bigger fee cut up, well, I'll look into it.
Cool.
But that needs to go up because we already collected 2145, so that's double. And, yeah. Right-of-way permits, we didn't have many this year, but they're $100 a piece, so if we get 4. I do know that the state is doing that Highway 30 project, so that will probably have 3 or 4 times that. Refuse collection charges, those are charges for people who are not in city limits that pay for our garbage. And obviously, that's well under budgeted in revenue.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll change that out. I'll just double check and change that. At minimum, change that to 2,000. Refunds and reimbursements. I don't know where.
That's coming from.
I think some of that is probably just coded incorrectly because we sold a bunch of those street signs and stuff. And I think that all came in maybe through the refunds and reimbursements instead of sales of assets where it probably should have gone through. So I will double check on those 2 numbers. The nursing home ones, that'll go up to probably 150, 160,000, but once again, that's one of those that whatever comes in goes out.
How come we don't have anything for garbage revenue?
That's its own fund. So that's a different fund.
Oh,
So that'll be part of that enterprise stuff conversation
okay.
later. Because that fund's basically supposed to self-serve. That's why that's not in here.
Well, basically, the nursing home one does too, because that's just
Right.
like a pass-through, like you say.
Yeah, and I don't know why that's not set up as a fund.
Why can't they just pay the state?
That's a
right?
state thing.
What do private nursing homes do?
I don't know.
I mean, to me, it's kind of ridiculous. If you send out money electronically,
Yeah,
the
but
state's not gonna know where it's coming from.
and I know it has to be done that way because I just signed the paperwork for it the other day.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's because it's a city run.
Like I say, I
It's gotta come from the city.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know. So,
Like I said, private nursing home is pay it too, so.
yeah, so,
Yeah, that's, I don't believe.
yeah, Legion Field contributions and donations, those are your scoreboard donations that you're seeing there. There is more than that in there. St. Louis Park fees, I'm gonna leave that the same and then we're gonna take out.
Are we doing the concessions?
No, but I gotta figure out if that is for anything outside of, well, no, that's revenue, so yeah, we won't have, that'll have to come off, because we won't have revenue out there this year.
Go for the concession stand?
Yeah. All right, so that kind of takes care of that. All right, The council one is kind of sort of set. Just trying to think if there was any
You don't do
changes.
expenses?
Yeah, yep. The office supplies went up just a little bit, $50. Operating expenses stays the same
Why was it so much higher?
because of the video stuff that we did this year. Schooling I have on there, I don't know if anybody wants to attend the elected official seminars or anything the League of Minnesota Cities has as far as conferences or anything like that. If none of you are planning to attend anything, we can definitely take that out of there. It's kind of up to you.
Anything we do online though, they offer doesn't cost us anything because that's part of the membership.
Correct, yes,
Okay.
yeah. But if you wanna go to a workshop for small cities or something like that, or go to the league conference, if you're not intending to, then just let me know and we can take $250 out. Not that that's gonna make a huge dent,
No.
but every little bit helps.
Yeah.
That's back.
Yeah.
Computer expense was increased because we've never budgeted for it before. And obviously we have 5 email addresses for council members and we're using technology for the meetings that needs to be split up through here.
Makes sense.
Permits and memberships and fees, so that $30 is the mayor's dues to the League of Minnesota Cities.
Just write us a check, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's really not much that changes there.
No.
Yeah, so that's that. Wages are kind of set. Health insurance, after everything was all said and done, it works out to be about, it's $9,000 for the city fund, and then it's, the rest of that is, the other 25% of that is paid for out of the water enterprise fund. Life insurance, that's just the annual number. Work comp insurance, that's pretty close. I don't know if it's gonna go, I don't think it'll go up, but that's I just paid that, so that's what we actually paid for this year.
And you never know when it's gonna go up or go down.
It usually, so this year, law enforcement, I think, I have to look when we get to that point, but I think law enforcement stayed pretty close and then some of the other ones went down. Office supplies, I think 3,000 is fine. We had a little extra this year, but I don't think we'll be there next time. Ordinance expense, we'll leave that the way it is. Been utilizing the,
That one.
publishing notices in the paper or, anything associated with that. So like if we do, I know we talked about electronically posting our ordinances on, so that would come out of that.
Okay.
And I'd like to still do that.
Yeah.
Operating expenses, 7,500, I think that's gotta go to 8. That includes Banyan software for the fund operating software, utility billing software, all that kind of stuff. Repairs and maintenance is mostly just stuff for City Hall or inside City Hall. I believe that the reason that one's a little higher is because of the roof repairs that we had to do just recently. Cleaning contract, that's the 2,000, that's for Jobs Plus to do all the cleaning. Vehicle operation, I don't know that needs to necessarily be in there. I don't know for sure where the gas is going for that car.
I was just gonna ask that, if it was gas.
But it might be due to that, so I'll check on that. The professional services, that is, I wish I had my budget thing here. Let's see if I have it here. That would be, payroll and payroll and then DocuWare and that kind of stuff. Auditing services, that's Abdo stuff. I think we had a little extra that we needed to have done this year due to the timing of stuff, but I'll double check on that, but we should be pretty close at that number. Legal fees, I'd like to keep that
Larson
right where
Allen
it's
should
at.
have
We
to
got,
pay for that.
what was that?
I think Larson Allen should have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones who did it.
Legal fees, I'd like to keep. We've been doing a lot of stuff with the attorney who's been doing a lot of really good things, and like to keep that going. Contract fees is. I don't remember.
Platinus,
Hmm?
is that the water
Water,
contract?
Mm-mm.
is that for billing for ambulance?
Yeah, it might be underneath there. Oh, that's,
Or is that under?
I don't know, I'll have to look into that one. I don't know why I don't. I should have my spreadsheet up, but I can't access my computer from here. Schooling, that covers my MCMA conference and then one other conference for somebody in the office to go to as far as League of Minnesota Cities, or I'd really like to send Sarah Jo to clerk's training again next year because she hasn't done it for like 8 or 10 years or something like that. Computer expense, that covers the internet and all that good stuff. We're high again because of all the changes that were made, and computer expense and telephone and electric and heat. Sarah Jo and I are pulling all of the files for Excel Energy Solutions, DNG, and there's one other company, and we're gonna try to figure it out because we can't, they just give us premise numbers for each building that the city has without a physical address. We wanna make sure that things are getting billed properly to the right addresses and the premises that we have that we know of. So I'm waiting for all that information, but long story short, through this thing, computer expenses in one department is probably gonna be really high and one really low and one really high and one really low, but if we average it all up, it's probably gonna be pretty close. It's just that with the changes in especially when we switched from consolidated to Midco, the billing changed a little bit, and so things kind of went crazy. Insurance, so insurance, it looked like went down a bunch for City Hall, so I'm gonna have to just double check on that. If we paid our property, I know I just submitted the property casualty, and I think you paid it, but if that's way down, then that's a spot we can save some money. Utilities, like I said, I'll look into that. Miscellaneous will stay at 1,000. There was some just weird stuff that, this year was weird. We had a lot of weird things that came up that just had to be paid for. Regional development, that's our annual payment to, Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation.
Smith.
Yes. 414. Oh, shoot, that's, sorry. That, we're done with that one. This is, I was trying to figure it. So next year we have an election. So that's why we have to have the election pay is 1,500, operating expenses is 2,000 because the county bills us for stuff. Mileage expense, we need to pay the wonderful people that donate their time as election judges to drive back and forth into training. And then advertising for stuff, so that's kind of gonna stay, there's really nothing we can do about that, those expenses. Police department, wages are kind of where they're at. Insurance, there is no cost for insurance because nobody needs insurance, which is wonderful. Workers' comp went down for the police department this year, which is just crazy that it did. But I'm gonna talk to the League of Minnesota Cities to see if it's okay to decrease that or not, because I just, one more bad thing that happens in the news and then it'll be right back up again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Operating expenses, that's pretty much everything outside of the computer stuff that goes on with the police department. Vehicle operation is gas. Vehicle maintenance is obviously repairs and maintenance. Like to leave that one there because our vehicles are obviously old and there'll be some repairs. Small tools and minor equipment, we'll leave that alone. $3,750 for the professional service, that's the drug task force. The legal fee for $8,010, that's the county attorney contract. Medical fees, we'll leave that at $500. It's only high because obviously we had 4 police officers leave and had to replace those spots, and we're not planning to do so.
Can we back up a little bit? We had legal fees somewhere else, didn't we?
For a different department.
Oh, okay, departments.
Yep.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Animal expenses, we don't usually have a lot of animal expenses, but if something happens and we have to hold a pet or something, we gotta kind of have something there. Contract fees, that's usually the AMCOM contract, I believe it's like $890 some or something like that. Schooling, that's our schooling, I decreased it a little bit. Because we have 4 officers, so it's about $1,000 an officer is what you can rely on for reimbursement, so. Computer expenses, there'll be more coming towards the end of the year for that. Permits, membership fees, that covers the Chiefs Association, Crime Prevention Network, a few other things. Shared records expense, that would be all the computer stuff with the squad cars and the dispatch center and all that kind of stuff. Telephone, we'll figure that out later. Just 100 in the advertising. Insurance is down too, which is good. Uniform allowance, we dropped a bunch. Well, I guess it's the same as last year, but I'm not putting an increase in there. And then miscellaneous.
The insurance is like insurance for.
So insurance is property casualty and workers' comp is workers' comp.
Gotcha.
So,
Yep.
and those always come and get paid in October. And then after January 1st, they'll come and audit, and then they'll tell us what we owed for, whatever. I'm not planning an increase for the ambulance wages at this moment in time. I think we're right on par for where we need to be for next year. I'll double check here and before I give you the next thing at the end of November. The only thing I did increase was the medical training wages because we're doing a lot more of that. Workers' comp, that's all. Workers' comp and the ambulance went up. Other pay, that's the normal pay for everybody else. Yeah. Director pays for the director. Medical training is for the ones that teach the class, and then the other pay is for everybody else. Operating expenses is basically everything but supplies. Medical supplies and intercepts are way up this year. I should look on the revenue side and see what. We're still down. So Sarah Jo does have a list of increases for ambulance for next year. I'll bring that with on the fee schedule. So that's gonna have to go up, medical supplies and intercepts. Repairs and maintenance, I think with it being out of warranty, we'll leave that where it's at. Vehicle operation, that's gas, it's pretty close. Vehicle maintenance, we'll be fine with that number. Professional services, what are we paying for professional? Oh, that's the building, that's your ambulance building.
Building?
Billing, that's the billing service.
Oh, gotcha.
The professional services. Schooling, need to leave that. We'll have more people coming through. Computer expenses and all that stuff are gonna have to be adjusted.
Insurance write-off.
Yeah, I saw that. What is that from?
That's Medicare.
Which one?
The insurance
45.
write-off.
The write-offs, yeah.
Yeah,
That's just asinine.
yeah, that is terrible.
Well, we'll readjust. I'll talk to the auditors. I think we might be able to go down on that because we've actually been
Yeah, but
collecting.
didn't have any in 21 or 22, or at least it wasn't.
Yeah, it was 75,000 one year.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, but it goes, so, I mean, is that one, what is mine? 2023 budget, 2022 actual. Yeah, so 2022 actual, we didn't write off any. So, I mean, if we could pull $45,000 out of expenses, that would be
That's what,
phenomenal.
That'd be wonderful.
yeah,
So let me talk to the auditors and see where we're at on that.
at least reduce it a bunch, because
Right.
I think with this new buildings, I think, with the collection process that they have in place,
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with the billing company.
no.
It's
but
when they fixed that Medicare problem, that's when we started seeing money come. And I think that was the huge problem. Whether we're doing that in-house or they're doing that, I don't think we make any less money doing it that way. Yeah, and bad debt expense too, we didn't have any last year either, so, yeah. I'll talk to Lane and those guys and see what they, cost me $200 to talk to them, but we'll see what they.
Good, if you can save $40,000, that's worth it.
Pension payment, like I said, that's a pass through, so that'll just be equal to whatever the revenue side is on that one. Workers' comp for them went down a little bit too, which is good. Operating expenses, repairs and maintenance. Now, these numbers, with the exception of workers' comp insurance and pension payment, these from repairs and maintenance pretty much down. There's equal amounts on the rural fire fund. So if it says $3,000 here, it's actually $6,000. There's $3,000 in the city fund and $3,000 in the rural fund.
Right.
So you gotta kind of double that. So it may seem like these numbers are a little low, but they're actually double what they are. Auditing services, that one probably needs to go up. That's the auditing that the Relief Association pays, or that's for the Relief Association. I'll talk to him and see what he has to say about that.
They should pay for that out of there.
Yeah, I think it has to do with,
I know gambling can't pay for that, though, I don't think.
yeah, I think that's why. I think that's.
They can pay for, you can pay for accounting services.
Yeah, but I, there's this, it's something to do with the audit for the city.
Oh, okay.
So I can clarify that. I mean, it's 200, it's 500 bucks. Auditing services, I don't know what that is all about. I'll have to check on that one too. Medical fees, we shouldn't have much. Contract fees, I think I just put that one there because that's what it was before, and I had no idea what was there, so I'll check on that.
Radios, is it?
I don't think so. That would be under professional services, but I can check. Computer, telephone, we'll figure that all out. Insurance was cheaper again too. Uniform allowance, I'm gonna have to talk with Josh. That might have to come up just a hair, but it shouldn't be more than 2,000.
2,000 in addition to this amount?
No, 2,000 total.
2,000 altogether?
Drop it down.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was looking at the wrong line. 75 times. I was looking at 1,500.
Okay.
The numbers are all kind of just coming together now. So,
I don't consider turnout gear in that uniform, that's.
well, if we do one set of turnout gear, it's like $5,000.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but didn't we just buy turnout gear for 65,000?
Yeah, well, we bought new air packs. Yeah, and it was like 90 something.
But that's not on,
No.
because it's
We
already.
tried it with 25 firefighters. They tried to replace 3 to 4
Oh,
pairs of gear a year.
Yeah.
So that it's not, oh my God, we gotta spend $150.
So your gears.
Yeah, we usually get that money from
So we haven't really done that
fire.
this year. There's only.
Really
$10
doesn't come out of the
and
general
15
fund.
cents.
All that money's basically gone because of the lighting that they're doing on that one vehicle.
And that includes like the boots,
Everything.
pants, the whole.
It's only
helmet?
good for
Oh, yeah.
10 years.
Was that the law?
Yeah, OSHA standards.
Oh, that makes sense though.
Yeah, we can't go back to the big long rubber boots and rubber coats.
Yeah, they were out there sitting.
All right, so then building inspections, I'll double check with that. We can,
Just like cars.
I mean, it's kind of, that's another one where it's kind of a pass through. We never make less money than we're paying out on that, but
Yeah.
we'll look a little bit closer into that one.
Then you turn the page to smaller numbers.
Oh yeah, maintenance, sorry. It's the only way to get it fit on there.
Well,
Come on.
Just Few increases, mostly on the wages side. Health insurance went down almost $3,000. Workers' comp went up, so we'll have to address that.
How come the other ones don't have unemployment compensation?
It's just a line item that's in there. It's probably never been used for anything, and it's probably never been marked in
But
action.
it's in no other departments either.
Right. So basically, every single number that's on here can be in any department. You just have to activate it. So all the numbers are the same across. So PAIR is always 120, Social Security is always 121, Medicare is always 122.
Yeah.
And that's how they all fall. Snow removal expense, I'm gonna leave it at $10,000 unless anybody's got a crystal ball, because I sure don't. Tree expenses, we're gonna just leave that where it's at. Pretty much everything else here, for the most part, is kind of where we need to be. Repairs and maintenance supplies is a little high because we had a few shutoffs that we had to fix that we were not intending to deal with. Landscape, I'm gonna bump to $2,000 because, yeah, we're gonna make sure the garden club gets what they need to get.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We only do $19 or.
Probably not. I don't know. That's a good question. I'll ask Sarah Jo.
You got historical data, right? Kinda.
As far as what?
Well, I was thinking with snow removal expense, because I seen a prediction saying that it's gonna be a warmer than usual with the El Nino, but that usually means we will see more snow.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been years where we haven't used anything from like
Yeah.
2022. We didn't use any of our snow removal budget, and then we were over $15,000 on the next year. I mean, it just kind of.
Okay.
It's
I'm just
almost
thinking.
impossible.
I don't wanna go in the weeds.
Yeah. So repairs and maintenance, I think we're okay. I'll just double check on that. On more equipment, we have a new lawnmower that's in St. Cloud.
All right.
So hopefully we'll get that pretty soon. So I might be able to actually lower that just a hair. Cause it's at 4, we could probably go down to 2 on that.
It's gonna be under warranty.
Yeah, well, we bought the extended warranty, so it's under warranty.
We did that with the last one. We've had this last one for 5 years now.
Yeah.
And the warranty's out now, things are starting.
No, I know, but I'm saying.
Snow equipment
dropping that
maintenance,
now
that's
is
another
under
one where we
warranty.
could probably drop it down because we have a brand new snow blower, hopefully, eventually maybe.
Aren't we getting rid of the tractors? We should have a tractor maintenance.
You still
Yeah,
have
I'll just change that to skid steer maintenance, and then it'll just be
Okay.
that file.
Where's the track?
If we knew we should have $3,000.
No. But until we get it, we may not get it until after.
That's
the first
true.
year.
Yeah.
October's come and gone already.
I know it.
Engineering fees,
November's
they
almost
kinda gotta
over.
leave that where it's at, cause if we need to hire an engineer, they're not cheap. Schooling, I wanna leave it the same because Eric got signed up for all of this stuff and I'm trying to get him through those courses. Computer expense, we'll play with that all when we get around. Telephone, all that stuff, I think we're just have to lay all the bills in here and we're just have to work in here for a whole day and try to figure this out. But, see, and this is what I'm talking about. So you'll see here, we got 12,000 budgeted for electric and we had $121.22 for that.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of, Wayne did a really good job of putting together these, when we get a bill, you put the numbers in and then it spits it out. Well, things have changed a bunch since he's been here and some of the sheets have not been updated if I didn't change something, so that's where those problems are coming in. So we have that figured out. Street lighting, we're down a little bit, but I think by the end of the year, that'll be pretty close to where we need to be. And then that capital was, what was that? What was the street department capital? What would that have been? What would we buy with that?
Didn't we buy that new snow blade last year?
I'm just trying to figure out where this 82 came from. We didn't pay for the lawnmower yet, so I'll have to look into that.
Dump trailer wasn't that
So I
much.
got a question.
Yeah.
Back on
Oh,
street.
it wasn't 117,000
What would it,
or whatever it was.
just in your line of thinking, if they had motion detectors, lights for the street lights, so.
Would it save a bunch of money? Probably not as much on the LEDs. Probably almost nothing for the LEDs. The overhead one's probably different, but the LEDs I would imagine would be little to no savings.
Okay.
That's just I'm not a professional, that would be my guess. They don't take much of anything. All right. So garbage, so this one is the recycling contract. So this is, when this council set up garbage, the garbage fund, from what we're billing, the citizens pays for the garbage fund, the city pays for the recycling contract. So that's what this is, so. And that's gonna be about right where we're at, although I just have an increase sitting on my desk from Thompson's. Another thought, just while I'm thinking about it now, is that contract is up in 2025. And we are allowed to bid it out. We don't have to split it anymore after the first initial contract. So we can bid that out to Waste Management and Thompson's to see if we can get a better deal.
Okay.
I mean, everything to one of them.
Because Thompson's does recycling now. So we wouldn't have
I'd
to
say
worry
look
about
into
it.
Yeah.
So we'd have to start that process in like January of 2024 and kind of figure out.
Can we go to other? Like
Yeah, we just send it out to bid.
Oh, that's
And then anybody that wants to bid on it can bid on it.
That's what I would say too.
The medical fees, that'll just be the same, on the revenue side, it'll be the same here.
So that needs to get bumped up.
Yeah, it'll just be 100 and,
It's like 100.
I'll probably do 175 and 175 and just call it good.
Yeah.
Say, I may be nitpicky, but isn't Legion Field Jeff Reese Field now?
The Legion, I see Legion Field as all three parks.
Yeah, it's just.
Jeff Reese Field is just the baseball.
It's just baseball.
Gotcha.
So,
Did I kick you? No.
No.
What the heck is it?
and I think we're gonna be, so obviously the 55,000 was obviously for the fencing. We're not, so that all comes out after the school pays for
I
that,
don't
so
see 55,000.
from last
I
year,
see, yep.
from last year.
Got it.
So the 5,000 will,
Hmm.
it'll be 5,000 this year instead of the 55,000. Insurance went down, so I probably will go that. Pump expense, we gotta say baseball association improvements. I like to have that just for those little things that are out there.
What does LF mean? That pump expense.
The pump expense, so the bathrooms that are at Legion Field are lower than
No,
the
what does LF mean?
Legion Field.
Legion Field.
But what that is the bathroom is lower
Hmm.
than the sewer pipe, so there's a lift station that pumps it up and out. So that's what that is for, if there's any problems with that, that's what it's paid out of. And then the capital under threshold, we had $20,000 set aside for capital purchases out there, so, some of the stuff that Luke has done and some of the stuff that we paid for out there has come out of that.
This baseball association improvements is kind of like they do something every year and we don't have a contract.
No, this is
Picking it
just,
up.
this was put into place so that if there were minor things that needed to be fixed, like fencing or dugout or things like that, that we would pay for it out of there, so. Yeah, anything that's basically out there.
But that's our money, not.
That's
theirs?
our money, yes,
Okay.
that's just, it was just dedicated to basically the baseball fields at that time. The Baseball Association is planning to meet with Jeff Reese and everybody and Dromeyer and all those at the beginning of the season. And they don't have a lot of money for the Baseball Association to give to this project, but their thing is that they are going to take responsibility to help maintain the mound, everything they got put together were nice this year. They're gonna go through and teach all the kids how to take care of it, and they're gonna make sure that, 15 minutes after practice, they're gonna be working the field, making sure it gets back to the way it was, to try to keep that going.
Under threshold, what is?
Yeah, that's the money that I spent for Luke overseeing and stuff. We had 20,000 donated dedicated for capital out there, so that's what that came on. Skating rink, all we have out there is the electric, and I think we can probably cut that down to probably 50. Plenty. Parks, I'm not planning to do anything other than swimming lessons out there as far as lifeguards go. There was never anybody out there. I mean, I don't know if it's because COVID changed the way that people I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, we had people out there 24 hours a day, well, not 24 hours a day, but basically from the time it opened till the time it closed, the park was full. This year was not at all. There were numerous times where the lifeguards went home early. So I see outside of swimming lessons, I don't see there being a need to staff lifeguards. So
Did you drop that amount?
I gotta go back and look and see what was concession stand paid out and what was lifeguard paid out and figure out where I need to be to do that. But yes, that should come down.
And I would say maybe in a couple of years, we just look at it again to maybe, because what if it does go up?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Just
to
keep
do,
an eye
yeah.
on it.
The other thing is, I've been trying to put a bug in people's ear of seeing if somebody would run the concession stand out there, because potentially when Red Leaf had it, that was kind of a draw to keep people out there. So we'll see if that goes.
I think we could eliminate some of that weed problem, might have more people using the swimming areas.
I don't think that's gonna matter, and the only reason
Really?
that I don't think that matters is because, and Chad can attest to this, that weed problem is not there. That is the whole lake. The whole lake is that problem. If the DNR or the county need to come in and harvest those weeds and do some stuff, it's not gonna make a difference. We sprayed out there like we do every year. Normally it
We
does a
put
really good
stuff out
job.
too and it didn't make a difference.
Chad's family bought an aerator that moved the water around and they couldn't
Mhm.
keep up. It's that
Didn't work,
bad.
it didn't help.
It's just that
It's just, and it's worse on the weekends because you got all the boat traffic driving through.
bad. Yeah, so there's really, I know where you're going with it, but yeah, it's until the county and the DNR manage that weed problem, there's really not a lot that we
Pain
can
in the
do.
neck.
And maybe that's part of the problem why it's not being used.
Is that part of the One Watershed, One plan?
I have no idea. I do know that they're on the schedule for 2025, I think, to take the weeds out of there.
Because they are looking at St. Olaf Lake in that plan.
Okay.
That's the drainage
That's the
stuff.
Yeah, I know, but drainage may affect the.
Yeah, it might.
Weeds.
So yeah, so I'll look into all those, and obviously, operating expenses can go way down if we don't have a concession stand. Repairs and maintenance probably can go down a little bit if we don't have people actively being out there. Schooling, we won't need 1,500 if we're gonna have returning lifeguards that don't need to go to class.
How good are their classes, or how long are they?
I think they're good for 2, but I'm not, do you know?
For lifeguard?
Yeah,
I don't know, I can find out for you though.
I think it's 2, but I'm not positive.
But we're good now.
Yeah, and Mallory just did her WSI, so she'll be good for next year. And we really only need probably 3 lifeguards to do something else.
Can we do the same thing the ambulance did? Have those people that have water safety instructor, get the instructor to teach the other ones?
I would assume there's a course to do that, but I don't know. But yes, I mean, if it was a thing where we were gonna staff lifeguards out there again, then we would probably look into that. Or if nothing else, see if the Red Cross would teach the class here.
Okay.
So. Insurance is expensive out there. I don't know why, but it is.
Water.
Yeah, but it's gone up a bunch.
People are stupid.
Playground equipment.
Well, and it also, the insurance also goes based on how many employees we have out there too. So obviously we had 12 or 13 lake
Right.
employees out there this year, so. Summer rec is closed out, senior citizens bus is closed out. The library, nothing's gonna really change out there. Then don't be worried about this 19,495.
I am worried about that.
Um,
I saw that. I said, what the hell?
So this is the last page. So I went through it before you guys got here, and I went through all the electric and heat. So the electric budgeted was 17,750, and we're at 23,969. If you figure out fluctuations based on temperatures, it's probably pretty close to semi-accurate. For heat and actual 7,900 to 9,850. Once again, that's pretty dependent on the swing of things. I did specifically look at that library account, and it looks like there is an error here on something was screwed up, and so Sarah Jo tried to fix it and somehow double debited and only minus credited one time. So I think there's probably $4,000 to $6,000, that's just not in the right spot,
Okay,
so.
which would make this number go up or down?
Down.
Okay, good,
And that way, if you would back off all these numbers, we'd be under budget.
okay.
So I think it's just a matter of, it's probably one that we're gonna have to call Banyan and try to trace back how. But I mean, if you look here on the batch, this one's here, this one's here, this one's here, and then on the next page, they're back again over here. So
Okay.
it's just, I'll just have to correct it. I just have to do a little digging and figure out why that happened.
I got a question on the library.
Okay,
I've noticed on Facebook that they have a lot of activities and it seems to be well attended and all that stuff. Based on the cost of the library, we run the library and things?
we pay for the building, utilities, and cleaning.
Okay, so we don't pay,
Their staff, no,
okay.
no. The library joint board.
And the sewer, what you call, what people sewer, wouldn't buy the building, anything like that?
I don't think we'd sell the building.
Okay.
No, it's a historical building. We should
Because
keep
I know
it.
there's enough interest, and I bet you if you poll people, they would say,
Or you wouldn't
yes,
let us
we
sell
want a
the building.
library.
Who?
Yeah, and I did do some research because occasionally there's, well, we won't even go there, but I reached out to Clinton because they have a library in Janesville and they take care of all the cleaning and stuff, and I reached out to, I think it was the center maybe, and they do the same thing. So there's nothing that we're doing that's outside of what the other cities are doing for that organization. So, I mean, the library legitimately doesn't really cost us all that much to have it in town.
Okay, so I was just gonna ask my next question.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I will change all the things that I talked about or look into the things that we spoke about, and I will put it all back together and see where we're at.
Guess we're gonna be done by the second week of December, don't we?
The only meeting in December.
Well, yeah.
So I'll present the preliminary final draft at the next meeting. And then we'll have to have a final discussion about moving some things around or cutting some things or cutting some capital funding or just saying this is where it needs to be and go
Make a
forward.
decision. Yeah.
The only other thing that I am going to reach out is I'm gonna find out from Clinton and see if they've got a different calculator than I'm using to see if I'm accurately calculating the increase in home valuation as it would apply to our. The only reason I say that is because the county said that they had initially planned a 3% increase and it ended up being 0 because of the calculation. So I'm wondering if our 14 is actually 9.
Be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. So I just gotta do a little more
Yeah,
digging
that would be
and
nice.
find out if the spreadsheet I'm using is right or if there's a number that needs to change or something, so. So that's kind of that in a ball of wax.
Well, it's good. Thanks for all your hard work.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of hours and
And
time.
then we will have to, garbage is going up. I think we gotta increase garbage like 25 to 50 cents a month per household, I think is what it would take to cover the increase in what they're billing us for this year. It's not terrible.
I think we can
But
handle it.
but I would like to make sure that we're paying for what we're
Yeah.
paying
Oh,
for.
no kidding.
So that'll be on the next, there'll probably be a fee schedule adjustment on the next meeting, along with, I'm gonna redo the water and sewer rates, and what I'm projecting, just off the top of my head from looking at things, is that there might be a slight decrease on the sewer side and a slight increase on the water side to balance out. We're making up really good money on the sewer side and we're still a little stagnant on the water side, so. My hope is that it's either a net 0 or a very slight increase total.
And you said that before. You said. that's
Yeah,
how
we're
you thought
gonna,
it was.
I mean, when Wayne was here, it was constantly back and forth to try
Yeah.
to maintain those, cause I mean, sometimes you pay a bunch out of water, sometimes you pay a bunch out of sewer, and then those funds gotta kinda, take care of
Okay.
themselves, so. Yeah, so that's that.
You were saying local government aid may change. Is that gonna be up or down?
It would only go up if it would go up, yeah. I don't think that it will, I mean, from last year to this year, it only went up like $100 and $200 or something like that, ridiculous. All right, you want me to do this or you wanna stay for a while?
No.
All right, so we're working on the budget capital plan. Health insurance is almost completely switched over. Went and did the CPI increase and adjusted the rural fire contracts. All those were sent out. We launched the new website today. It is up and live. This is it right here.
Yeah.
I'm going through and kind of cleaning up some things and finding errors and stuff. If you've come across something, and let me know. Otherwise, if you see a picture that you think would be really cool to see here, let me know and we can get that updated too.
It's cold.
Yeah.
Get the snow out of there.
So, the cool thing that is cool is this reported issue here. Anybody can, why is it not letting me do it?
You know what I think would be good is some historic ones on there.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, this isn't working. I'm gonna have to call them on that, but, oh, there it goes. So anybody can drop an issue here and they can actually submit a photo. So if somebody's walking around town and they see that there's a branch hanging in front of a stop sign, they can actually click here, put the photo of the branch blocking the stop sign, tell us about it, and hit send, and it comes right to us. I can, on the back side of the website, assign it to the maintenance department. They can check when it's done. It's gonna be awesome. There's a lot of cool stuff for us to do.
That dog's running around?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But so everything's here, and then this will be the new, we're gonna get rid of the text messaging system that we have. This will be the new text messaging system, and all people have to do is go to subscribe down here, and they can actually subscribe for not only news and updates, but they can also, when I publish the council meeting agendas, if they pick to receive them, it'll actually email them the agenda and all the documents that are there, and
Cool.
be a great communication tool with our
Well, that
staff.
would be a nice spot where you could put the meeting thing.
What do you mean the meeting thing?
Until have them come into the.
The link for the meetings.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that all. Yeah, the nice thing we did gain is that now everything is right in one spot, and I can actually link the video to YouTube right to the website so that you can click on it and pop the video up. So it's, yeah. And then once I get through Jody's EDA stuff, I'll have all of them up there as well, and yeah, it'll be.
Remind me to send you some more stuff.
Yeah, it'll be nice, and it's some learning issues, but, yeah, and we can change this ticker message and all that kind of stuff, and, in one click, I can send this message to everybody that's listed. It's gonna be nice, so.
Very nice.
Yep. Onboarded PD ambulance staff, participated in a wastewater treatment chloride action tree meeting with MPCA, that was fun.
Yeah.
I did, and I'll tell Jody now because he's here, I did speak with the Claremont city administrator regarding that housing guy that was doing stuff over there. He does have 3 lots, nothing has taken place, and he claims that it's because of the people he's working with. But the city said basically he had until this summer to build the houses or they were gonna take back the lots from him. So it sounded like he was making some progress, but it was very, very slow.
So
And-
why did we go call them?
Well, because he had come pitch to us. He has a really good program, a really good idea, I think, a really good idea. But basically, he would buy 3 lots from us. We were trying to sell lots out in Homestake. 3 lots, 3 cookie cutter homes, and then work with people. And the whole thing was USDA would work with them. He had a company lined up to help do counseling and help fill out the loan application for the USDA loan, and then he would build 3 houses at a time to save money on costs, and then hopefully, build 3 this year, 3 next year, 3 next year. And he said he's already working with Claremont. Well, we all thought, well, this is too good to be true, so we kind of put it on the back burner, and so far it has kind of sort of been too good to be true over there. But we thought if we could get 3 houses out there, and the thing about it is his thing is the very basic. It's a 2-story house with a basement, but only the main floor is finished. So it gives the opportunity for somebody to come in and buy a house, and if they want to finish the basement, they could turn around and sell that and make an investment and move on to their next house. It's a starter house. So it's a really good program in the way that it's set up. It's just a matter of, doing whatever. So
Oh, that'd be a good deal.
Did you know if they did, VA loan type stuff?
I'm sure he would work with whatever, yeah. But I wanted to see some progress before we gave 3 lots away.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't ever.
That kind of stuff. So, I'm addressing problems with, we've already talked about Fire Safety USA, but we also got double billed from SHI, which is the company that provides our Microsoft licenses for email and stuff. And it's obviously a multinational corporation. I got a bill from the Midwest group and the Midwest, and there was a upper Midwest group, so 2 different billing cycles with 2 different numbers. So waiting to hear back from them. I don't know. Yeah. The only thing we got for recognition is Jennifer Lacey will celebrate 2 years in the ambulance tomorrow.
Nice.
Hey,
No birthdays, and that's what I got for you tonight.
motion to accept the administrator's report.
Second.
I have a motion by Jody and a second by Janda to accept the administrator's report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion
Adjourn.
dismissed.
Adjourn. Second.
I have a motion by Janda and second by Lauren to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned, 8:05.